Okay, so here we have an Art Morrison front end beneath this car, and this is by no means hateful to run a traditional axle strap over the cross member or even around the lower control arm, but this would be a great application provided you have ground clearance for the weld-on bracket to go directly beneath the cross member or even off to the side. It can be welded there and then of course again designed to accept our tie-down hook just like that. So if for no other reason, it's certainly a lot simpler process of tying your car down simply to reach up there and connect the strap to it rather than having to go around the cross member with an axle strap or combination axle strap. Here we have a 1970 Ford Crew Cab short bed on a Roadster shop chassis with a Coyote and a 6-speed manual. Now this is a great application for these flat back brackets because we don't have really any room to gain access to the engine cross member. It's airbag suspension riding right on the ground, which means it sits and looks like it should, but there's very complicated clearance inboard of the airbag to go around the lower control arm. And even if we could fish a strap through here, that lower control arm is pretty sharp on the back side and I would be concerned about strap wear. So really the only other option that's easily accessible is the anti-sway bar, and that's really not a good thing to tie your car down with. So, great application for the new bracket from Max. Now obviously we don't have a core support, radiator, front bumper, or anything else in place, but suffice it to say that even with all that equipment in place, there's still going to be a fair amount of the frame horns, both left and right, that will remain accessible. Perfect application, let's say on the outside of the frame rail like that, where again the twisted snap hook could latch right to it. This could easily go on the inside of the frame rail, just as nice, facing forward, pretty much positioned anywhere in here. And if the vehicle has adequate ground clearance, again, it can go on the bottom, just like you see mated here, but on the bottom side of the frame rail. Any of those locations for this new bracket would be perfect and would greatly simplify tying this truck down. We are in the back of that same 70 Crew Cab Ford, and while this has got a beautifully clean, simple 9-inch housing, the issue is gaining access to that housing to put a conventional axle strap around it because this truck sits so low. The simple way, employ one of these brackets on the outside of the frame rail, reach underneath from the back without having to crawl clear under the truck and attach your strap just like that. If you didn't like the look of that, you could certainly go to the inside of the rail or the bottom of the rail just the same, but it saves from having to crawl or send your little 5-year-old son under there because he's a whole lot skinnier than you to get access to that rear end housing to tie the car down conventionally. I welded that bracket on for launching the original offering, which has the curve back. I just wanted to point out that in case of many off-road vehicles, this truss may be a lot larger and may eliminate the opportunity to wrap an axle strap around the housing here. Then of course we moved the coil spring, shock mount, anti-sway bar mount, brake lines, and everything else. So another great application, particularly if this truss were larger, is the idea of placing the flat back bracket on the truss itself, even if it's off of the back side. And again, this truss is not ideal. I just wanted to point out that there's other opportunities for the flat back design in addition to the curve back. So again, let your imagination run wild, do what makes sense and is nice and easy and a strong, simple point to hook to, and this doesn't need to be too difficult. For more information, 800-666-1586 or give us a call. You can call us at that number. Here's the website, maxtiedowns.com.